In this video, we will talk about what is a data center and why does most people in IT, especially the CIOs, care about it so much. So think of a data center taking an analogy of a manufacturing unit. It is a factory which takes a lot of different raw materials as input and produces an output, which is the finished product. Say, for example, you are producing shoes from Nike. You would take a number of different raw materials and produce an output. Similar to that, a data center is a manufacturing unit. The raw material which goes into it is a number of different software hardware components, and what comes out of it is finished product, which is data, the information you consume every day through smartphones, desktops or laptops across the enterprise. And that is what really a data center is. So let's talk about some of the key things the CIOs are focusing on today. There's a number of different input variables such as raw materials which come into the data center. There's very expensive floor space, whether you own it or you rent it to someone else. There's cooling to keep the server farm at the right temperature. There's electricity involved to keep it up and running. And then, of course, there are three important components which are more expensive: software, hardware, and services. By software, I really mean all the application software, the middleware, the database, the operating system, the hypervisors. While in case of hardware, it's the storage, servers, and networking gear which is deployed all across the data center. And services mean your own IT personnel, such as the system administrator, the database administrators, the network engineers, storage engineers, and so forth. It could be that someone else manages your data center, so that cost has to be included overall. And what comes out of this data center is data. And this is the finished product that all of us consume. And there are close to billions of these devices floating around across the world today. So what's the focus for a CIO? This is his top priority. He wants to reduce the cost of producing data. And as a result, he wants to reduce the cost of producing and including all these different raw materials. This is like the recipe in which you'll have all these ingredients which go into producing information. So a CIO wants to do reduction. He wants to reduce the number of suppliers that he has to interact with. He has to reduce the number of different moving parts, which is different software, hardware components. And then he has to also look at reducing downtime, making sure things are up and running, which is unplanned downtime as well as planned downtime. As a result, he's looking at application rationalization. He's looking at reducing the number of suppliers from a couple of hundred to a few dozen and reduce the minimum moving parts. So they're looking at suppliers who have better and more broader capabilities, such as IBM, Oracle, EMC, HP, and so forth, and be able to go from application disk and own their support cost, which is close to 80% of the IT budget. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk about the global spend on IT in the next video.